What is up, guys? Wraith here, Gray Bearded Gaming Society. We're back on our little pal Stink, and we kind of stepped out of the swamp for a little bit. We tried to go back to our normal little spot. I've had a pretty happy little spot right there in Upper Guck where I've been able to get quite a bit done, but there's entirely too much competition for me to want to deal with that right now. Didn't find a whole lot in the swamp, so we just poked out into South Row a little bit. So we'll peek around and kind of see what we can find. But also, having said all of that, the community has spoken, at least a handful of folks, plus some of the people who refuse to post but just actually talk to me in person, have spoken, and they say that I should get my life back. Therefore, alright, so we have that little piece of business handled. Mostly, so we're going to kind of cruise around out here just to kind of see. I've never hunted really in South Row. I imagine there's got to be some, well, that's probably not one of the ones that I want to see right there. It looks like a big, I can see the orc head poking out over the hill. I don't imagine we want to have much to do with orcs at this level. I could have sworn I saw an orc. I was almost positive I saw an orc head scouting out. Maybe I did and they pulled him or something. I don't know. Maybe he's walking in the other direction. Either way, looks like they're handling that spot. We're going to scout around a little bit. One of the, really one of the big things that I kind of wanted to go over today was kind of the spoils of victory, as you were, because I had a pretty successful run into the common lands. I mean, again, in the last video, you guys saw me take off and head that direction, and what we were able to accomplish for a very nominal, I felt, amount was pretty good. So we still have, I think we went out there with what, about 290 plat, I think, something along those lines is roughly where we went out there with. And we came home, we have I think we put 150-ish back in the bank. We have like 12 on us just in case we need to donate for something. But mostly, and I guess I probably shouldn't be running all around creation and putting myself in a weird spot if I'm going to sit down and show people the stuff that I got, huh? So we'll go up the wall just for a second here. I said, but we did really well. We so upgraded both ear spots with polished bone hoops. So those two upgrades, those are pretty cheap. And while, you know, it's not by any stretch of the imagination some gangbusters upgrade, between the two of them, I mean, that's plus 20 mana, and at a low level, you know, that pays for some of our spells flat out and is half the mana cost of some of our extra spells. So it adds up kind of there. So we got those two upgrades. We got a Black and Iron medallion on the cheap, which is nice. So we got a straight wisdom upgrade there. We got 2 silver jasper rings for some added wisdom on both ring slots. We also managed to get some split ball hide gloves on the cheap, which are also plus 2 whiz, which was also pretty spiffy. A lizard scale mantle, so quite a bit better than we had. A little bit more AC plus wisdom and intelligence, also very nice. And then we also managed to pick up a lizard scale belt, so just some straight hit points and some straight mana. So all told, because the rest of this was with the bandit that we already had, we didn't pick up any different spots there, and we did not change any of our bandit, and our bracers are still both the same with the large rawhide. But again, we still did manage to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 upgrades for pretty cheap. Now, we did eyeball a couple of weapons just to see, but they were really out of our price range. We were not seeing anything that we could even remotely afford in that category, unfortunately. Most of them were, 300 plat a piece, at least for the ones that we saw. So we just kind of steered away from them. This particular snake is dark blue, so he volunteered to be plagued. Now, one of the things that we did do, unfortunately, and it caused quite the rigmarole, at least for me, it is very important, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen around the world, to pay special attention. Not only to the... Oh, that little dude really poisoned me on your way out, huh? Punk. But it's very, very important to pay attention, not only to the class line, but to the race line, because I got all excited. I thought I had upgraded my helmet and picked up, I believe it's pronounced Zahn's Coronet or Zahan's Coronet, something along those lines, and Zaharn's Coronet. Anyway, it's not a spectacular item. I got it really, really cheap. It's like 3 strength and there's 25 raw mana. So I'm like, all right, that'll be, a decent little upgrade for, you go there and mim our cure poison and don't even use it before the poison wears off. So that was just super. Anyhoozle. So I went and bought this thing and I just got myself this spiffy update just to find out that trolls can't wear it. So I dumped 50 plat on that thing and then spent quite a bit of time trying to resell it because apparently the prices are dropping. So if you're interested in one and you can wear it, now is the time. So kind of disappointing there, but like I said, make sure you pay attention to both lines. Like I said, I grabbed that thing up, tried to pop it on my head, and was like, why is this not working? No idea. Your class cannot wear this. Like, oh, just awesome. Well, let's try our hands at this guy. Let's disease him up. Like in this case, poison him up first. Run him around a little bit. But yeah, like I said, we got a handful of upgrades. We did get, some wisdom. We got our wisdom up, like, quite a bit, at least for the first round. Again, we weren't able to do anything really in the weapons category this time around, which is really not surprising to me, honestly. Like I said, most of the ones I've seen have been pretty expensive, and I didn't want to dump everything in one shot. I want to make sure we have plenty of money for spells and things like that coming up. But, I mean, that's really our big update, really, for this session. Right now, like I said, we're just kind of messing around, trying to find some slightly better hunting grounds for the moment, because unfortunately, like I said, Guck is packed at the moment with newbies up at the top. Man, this thing hits hard. Given our armor class, I thought we would do better than this. Anyhoozle. That upper Guck is really packed right now, so our normal really good spot is just not available. So we're gonna poke around a little bit, kind of see how we do in some other little spots. Obviously, I don't think the experience will be anywhere near as good, just because we won't be getting that sick experience modifier that you get when you are an upper Guck. But I mean, all total, we're a little over halfway through level 9 already, which is not too shabby. Put that guy away. Like I said, we're going to hunt around a little bit. We're not expecting anything too spectacular this session, aside just kind of from some exploring to see what else we have kind of outside the swamp. Mostly just wanted to go over everything that I landed in the tunnel. Like I said, it was a pretty good trip, I think. Nice, successful journey out there. We did, of course, have, from all of our time killing the little froglocks, right? We had a pile of froglock meat, so I decided, like, all right, I have to at least turn in some of these things to get the Grob Oven Mitt quest completed, even if by the time we got it done, it was no longer needed. So maybe I'll just give those to another newbie troll in a newbie zone somewhere. But at least we finally completed another quest that we talked about earlier, even if it took us forever to actually get it done. But on that note, guys, I think I'm going to try to keep this one kind of short just because it's kind of me rambling on. So we're going to play around with some of these snakes, maybe hunt up and down some of these other hills to see what we can find. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. If you're doing the challenge, don't forget to tell us how it's going for you. I know there's a couple of couple of our community members have branched off and have a couple of other challenges going now. Because now we got a solo self-found challenge, which is also pretty cool. I can imagine how challenging that especially can be, being as how, at level 9 alone, we've already spent a small fortune in the Commons Tunnel. So I have to keep up with that one and see how that goes. But having said all that, guys, I'm going to dig around. Stay safe, stay distant. Hey, stay in EverQuest. Sounds like the best plan. Sounds like a totally good plan. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Good night, guys.